Welcome to Simple English Sessions.
Today, we are going to talk about something really important. It's about how to live your life well and how not to waste it. We've got some great ideas from a source that talks about, really changing your life.
Yes, exactly. We're going to look at some simple lessons today. And these lessons, they can really help you think about your everyday life and how you can maybe make it better. Our main goal today is to make these ideas super easy for you to understand. We'll make sure to speak nice and slowly and explain any words that might seem a bit difficult.
Yeah, we want you to leave this deep dive feeling strong, feeling ready to make some good changes. So let's begin.
Time is your most important gift. Use it well.
Okay, let's kick things off with the first really big idea. It's all about time. You often hear people say things like, oh, I'm just killing time, waiting for something.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
But this source we're looking at, it says something quite shocking, really. It says, you are not killing time. Time is killing you.
Wow, okay, time is killing you. That sounds intense.
It is intense. It means that every single second that passes, well, a little piece of your life is actually going away. It's gone forever.
So when it says time is killing you, it means if we don't use our time in a good way, we're actually losing parts of our life. Is that right?
That's exactly it.
Can you maybe give an example of how people usually kill time and maybe explain what kill time means a bit more?
Sure. So kill time basically just means to waste time, doing nothing important while you wait for something else.
Okay, got it. Waste time.
Yeah. And examples. Well, imagine you need to do something important, but you say, I'll do it tomorrow. That's one way. Or maybe you spend way too much time just looking at social media on your phone, scrolling and scrolling.
That's easy to do.
Or even hitting the snooze button on your alarm clock in the morning, wanting just 5 more minutes of sleep.
Yeah, definitely guilty of that sometimes.
Well, the source says when you do these things, you're not just wasting time. It uses a strong word. It says you are destroying small pieces of your life.
Okay, destroying pieces of your life. That sounds serious. Does destroying here mean something like losing your chance to do good things? Or maybe hurting your future?
Yes, exactly like that. It means losing chances, losing opportunities to learn, to grow, to work on your dreams. Your dreams, they're waiting for you. But they won't wait forever. Our source asks some tough questions here, like, what did you actually do yesterday? What about the day before yesterday? And what are you planning for tomorrow? If the answer is always kind of the same, always putting things off, always waiting for someday, well, that someday might never actually happen.
Right, it just stays someday.
Exactly. And your dreams, they don't care about your excuses, why you didn't do it. The only thing that actually matters is what you do, action. So the solution here is to start seeing your time differently. Start to value your hours like gold.
Okay, value. Does that mean to treat them as very important?
Yes, treat your hours as extremely important. And gold, is that very expensive, precious yellow metal. So your time is like gold, very precious.
Got it. Time is precious like gold.
So write down a plan for your day. What will you do? And try to focus on just one thing, one small thing that will help move your life forward, even a little bit. Maybe try cutting out just 1 hour of social media each day. Just 1 hour.
Okay, that sounds doable.
And use that hour for something else. Maybe read a book, learn something new online, work on a project, or even just think. Time can be your best friend if you respect it, if you treat it well. But if you don't, the source warns, it can become your biggest enemy.
Okay. So respecting time really just means using it wisely for things that matter to you and not just letting it slip away.
You got it. That's the core idea. Now, this next idea is very closely related and very important too. Lesson 4 says, I will do it later, is the biggest lie.
Ooh, okay. A lie we tell ourselves.
Exactly. A lie we tell ourselves. If you find yourself often saying, oh, I'll do it later, you're basically lying to yourself. And the source says, the more you tell yourself this lie, the more you are slowly, kind of quietly hurting your own life.
So, hurt your own life here. Does that mean you stop yourself from being happy? Or maybe stop yourself from reaching your goals, being successful?
Yes, both of those things. Saying, I will do it later, is really just the voice of, laziness. Or sometimes it's the voice of fear of starting, maybe.
Fear of failure, perhaps?
Could be. It's like your weaker self trying to hold you back. It doesn't actually mean you will do it later. Often it really means you don't actually want to do it at all. It's just easier to say later.
That makes sense. It feels less final than saying never.
Right. But people who really achieve things, people who win in life, they don't usually say later. Their word is now. They act right away, this minute, this second. Even if they don't feel perfectly ready, even if they feel scared inside, they just start.
Why? Why is acting now so important, even if you're scared?
Because they understand something crucial. Later almost always becomes never. The chance disappears.
Later becomes never. That's a strong idea. Can you give an example of how that happens in real life?
Yeah, the source gives a good one. Imagine maybe 2 years ago, you really wanted to start, say, a YouTube channel. You had ideas for videos,
Okay.
but you didn't do it. Maybe because you were afraid. Or you just kept saying, I'll do it later when I have a better camera or more time or whatever.
The excuses.
Exactly. Now, fast forward 2 years. Someone else is doing it. Someone else started that channel, maybe even with similar ideas. They have your dream.
Oh, wow.
And now you're just watching their videos, maybe feeling a bit down, thinking, that could have been me if only I'd started then. That's how later becomes never.
That's a powerful example of regret.
It is. So the solution they suggest is pretty simple, but you have to actually do it. Set a timer, maybe for just 10 minutes. And whatever it is you need to do, the thing you keep putting off, just start it right now, within those 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes to start. Stop thinking about how big the whole task is. Just begin. And tell yourself this firmly. If I don't do this now, I will probably never do it. Create that feeling of urgency for yourself.
Okay, that sounds like a good mental trick.
It is. Just begin. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's first try is perfect. But one action, even a small, imperfect action now, is so much better than 100 perfect plans for later that never happen.
Action now beats perfect plans later. Got it.
Okay, moving on to lesson 5, which follows really nicely from the last point. It's stop thinking, start doing.
Stop thinking, but isn't thinking good?
Well, yes and no. Your mind can be your absolute best friend, right, for planning, solving problems.
Sure.
But the source says it can also be your worst enemy. For many people, their mind is like a cage.
A cage. What do you mean by cage? Like something that traps you?
Exactly. A cage, like where you keep an animal locked up so it's not free. Their mind traps their ideas.
How does thinking too much stop us from doing things?
Because they get stuck in the thinking phase. They think and think and think and never actually do anything. Like, you want to start a business. Okay, great idea. But then you spend months, maybe years, just thinking about it, researching, planning, worrying, but never launching.
Analysis paralysis.
Exactly. Or you want to speak English better. So you think about speaking. You watch videos about speaking. You take lots of notes. But you never actually, speak to people.
Right. You avoid the actual practice.
Or wanting to go to the gym. You make a plan, you buy nice workout clothes, you tell everyone you're going to start, but you never actually go.
Yeah, I can see that pattern.
This overthinking is really hurting your life. You think so much about it that you get tired before you even begin. You imagine all the ways you might fail before you even give yourself a chance to try. That's why people stay stuck.
So thinking is good, but only for a short time.
Yes, thinking to make a basic plan is good, but after a little while, if you're still just thinking, it's probably not productive thinking anymore. It's become fear.
Fear disguised as planning.
Right. And fear tells lies. It tells you you're not ready, you need more information, it's too hard, you don't need to know everything to start. You just need to start. You learn by doing.
So it's like that person who wants to learn to swim you mentioned earlier. What happens if they just read books and watch videos about swimming?
Exactly. Our source uses that same example. Imagine a guy wants to learn swimming. He reads all the books, watches 50 videos, buys the best swimming trunks, talks to Olympic swimmers about technique.
He knows everything about swimming.
Everything. But he never actually jumps in the water. Will he ever learn to swim?
No, of course not. You have to get wet.
Precisely. And the source says you might be doing the exact same thing with your dreams right now. All theory, no practice. The solution then? Try this ratio. Think for maybe 10 minutes, get a basic idea, then act for the next 10 hours.
Okay, that's a big difference. 10 minutes versus 10 hours.
It's about shifting the balance heavily towards action. Build momentum. Momentum, it's like the force that keeps something moving once it starts.
Okay. Like a ball rolling down a hill gets faster and harder to stop.
Exactly. Let action become your default habit. Try to quiet that overthinking mind and just let your body move. Let your hands work. Let your legs walk. Let your life move forward. Because real success, real change, it comes from doing, not just from thinking about doing.
Taking charge of your own life.
Okay, let's move into the next section. This is about taking control, taking charge of your life. Lesson 2 is stop blaming, start building.
Stop blaming others, you mean?
Yes, stop blaming others, stop blaming your circumstances. Your life, the source says, is your job. It's your responsibility.
Okay, responsibility. Does that mean you're the one in control? You make the choices and you own the results.
That's exactly it. You are in control, or at least you're responsible for how you react and what you build from where you are. But so many people waste years, literally years, complaining about what they didn't get.
Like what kind of things? Oh, you hear it all the time. I didn't go to a good school. That's why I'm stuck. Or my family doesn't support my dreams. Or I just don't have enough money. Or I don't have enough time. Or I wasn't born with talent.
There are reasons why things are difficult.
Right. But the source calls these all excuses. Reasons you give yourself not to try, not to take responsibility.
So, if those are excuses, what kind of person actually wins in life, according to this source?
The person who wins is the one who says, basically, I don't really care what I didn't get. I'm going to create something amazing from whatever I do have, even if it feels like nothing.
So focusing on what you can do, not what you lack.
Precisely. Look around, think about history. So many incredibly successful, powerful people started with absolutely nothing. No money, no connections, no support.
But they had something else.
Yes, they had like a hunger inside them, a fire, a really strong decision that they were going to change everything no matter what. Think about someone like Oprah Winfrey, for example.
Yeah.
We mentioned her earlier. She was born into real poverty, had a very difficult, painful childhood.
Yes, I know her story. Very tough beginnings.
Incredibly tough. But today she's a billionaire, hugely respected all over the world. She didn't just sit and cry about her past. She didn't blame everyone. She built. She took action. She took responsibility.
You focus on building, not blaming.
Exactly. So the solution here is, first, accept your story. Accept your past, whatever it is, but don't let yourself become a victim.
Okay, a victim. That means someone who feels helpless, like they've just been hurt by life and can't do anything.
Yes, someone who feels hurt and powerless. Don't be that person. Instead, say this to yourself every single day. I am responsible for my life.
Affirming that control.
Yes. And then do this practical exercise. Write down your main problems on a piece of paper, see them clearly. Then, next to each problem, write down at least one possible solution. One action you can take. It doesn't matter how small it seems.
Just one small step forward.
One step you can control.
Yeah.
And then take that action. Do it. You're not weak. You're not unlucky. You just haven't been using your own power fully yet.
Okay, accept, take responsibility, find one solution, and act. Simple steps.
Okay, next up, lesson 7. This one really gets personal. It's called you versus you.
You versus you. So the fight is inside ourselves.
That's exactly what the source argues. Your biggest enemy, the thing holding you back the most, isn't outside of you. It's not your critical friend or your unsupportive family or your demanding job or even your distracting phone.
So who is it then?
It's you. Or rather, it's a part of you. It's the part that whispers, stop now, you're tired. The part that says, good enough is okay, don't aim too high. The part that just wants to relax and avoid anything difficult.
So it's like the lazy part of me.
Yeah.
Or the scared part of me. That's the real enemy.
Yes, that version of you, the lazy you, the scared you, the comfort-seeking you that is the enemy. And you have to consciously fight it every single day. This is the real battle, the source says. The lazy you versus the ambitious you. Ambitious means, really wanting to be successful, to achieve great things.
Okay, ambitious. Got it.
So it's the lazy you versus the ambitious you, the scared you versus the brave you, the sleepy you who wants to stay in bed versus the hungry you who wants to get up and chase your dreams.
So every day is a choice between these two versions.
Every single day, when you wake up, you face a choice. Who wins today? Is it the person who ends up scrolling social media for 3 hours? Or is it the person who reads 10 pages of a book that helps them grow? Is it the person who stays up late watching pointless videos? Or the person who uses that time to build their business, their skills, their future? Only you can decide who wins each day.
It really puts the power back in our hands, doesn't it?
It does. The source uses another image here. Imagine you have 2 wolves living inside you. One is lazy, negative, full of doubt and fear.
Okay.
The other wolf is strong, confident, positive, hungry for success. Which wolf grows stronger?
Ah.
The one you feed. Exactly. The one you feed. The thoughts you focus on, the actions you take, they feed one wolf or the other. The solution then is pretty direct. Kill your lazy habits. Don't just manage them, get rid of them. And start to track your day. Track means to, like, follow or record something. So write down how you spend your time. Be honest with yourself.
Okay, so becoming aware of where the time actually goes.
Yes, awareness is the first step. And every time you make a choice to grow, maybe you read instead of watch TV, or you exercise instead of sleeping in, write it down. Celebrate that small win against the weaker version of yourself.
Acknowledge the victories.
Yeah. Slowly, these small wins change how you see yourself. Your identity starts to shift. You start seeing yourself as the strong wolf. This isn't just a game, the source insists. This is war. It's you versus you, and you need to choose to win.
A daily battle for your best self.
Building on that internal battle, Lesson 8 focuses on a key weapon. Work on your willpower.
Willpower. What exactly is willpower?
Good question. Willpower is basically the power you have inside you to control your own thoughts and your own actions. It's self-control, especially when things are difficult or you don't feel like doing them.
Okay, self-control. Got it.
And the source gives a really strong warning here. If you don't train your willpower, your feelings will end up controlling your life. And then it says something provocative. Feelings are liars.
Feelings are liars. That sounds strong again. Does it mean we shouldn't trust our feelings at all?
Not exactly.
Yeah.
But it means that if we only do what we feel like doing in the moment, we probably won't do what's actually good for us in the long run.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because feelings often want what's easy right now.
Precisely. Like, you probably don't feel like waking up super early when your bed is warm and comfortable.
Definitely not.
You don't feel like exercising when you're tired. You don't feel like studying English today if you could watch a movie instead. You often don't feel like working hard on your dreams because it's challenging.
Right. The feeling is often to avoid the hard thing.
Exactly. And if you always follow those feelings, always choose the easy path based on your mood, you're basically giving your future away. You're letting your temporary feelings decide your long-term life. So, do you want to build a strong life with real achievements? Or do you want to just follow your feelings around like a little child who only wants candy?
That's a stark choice.
Willpower means doing the right thing, the important thing, even when you don't feel like it. Even when your body is saying, no, stay on the couch, you stand up and say, yes, I'm going. Even when your mind screams, I can't do this, your soul, your inner strength whispers, watch me try.
So it's about action despite feelings.
Yes. People who succeed aren't always feeling motivated. Motivation comes and goes. They are disciplined.
Disciplined. Does that mean they follow rules or stick to their training, even when it's hard?
Yes, exactly. Disciplined people show up. They do the work. Even when they're tired or sad or scared, they have trained their willpower. And the good news is willpower is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets.
So we can build it up.
By practicing. For example, maybe you want to stop using your phone after 10 p.m. The first few nights you might fail. Your old habit is strong. But if you keep trying every night, consciously turning it off, maybe putting it in another room so it's harder to reach, reminding yourself of your goal, you build that willpower muscle. Soon, you find you can control that habit.
Okay, start small and be consistent.
Exactly. The solution is start small. Pick one small thing you don't feel like doing today, but know you should, and just do it anyway. Build that daily discipline habit. And reward yourself after you finish it, not for avoiding the discomfort. Tell yourself like a promise, I do not break promises to myself. When you master your willpower, you really start to control your life.
Master willpower, control life. That's powerful.
Okay, let's talk about lesson 11 now. This one is about getting started and not waiting for permission. It's called Pick Yourself.
Pick yourself. What does that mean?
It means stop waiting for the world to choose you. The source is quite blunt here. It says the world probably won't pick you. People won't start cheering for you until you've already succeeded, until it's almost too late.
So don't expect early support.
Generally, no. They won't really believe in you until you have proof you can do it. And often they won't give you the support you need most when you're just starting out and feeling unsure.
That sounds a bit lonely or difficult. So what should we do then? If others don't choose us, how do we even begin?
That's where Pick Yourself comes in. Our source says, you have to choose yourself. Stop waiting for someone else to say, yes, you can do it. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you you're good enough. Stop waiting by the phone for that call or checking your email for that magic message or hoping for that lucky break or the perfect partner to come along. You pick yourself. You give yourself permission.
So it's about self-belief and taking the first step without waiting for external approval.
Exactly. You're not here just to be chosen by others. You're here to create things, to lead, to win on your own terms. Think about the most successful people. Did they just wait around hoping someone would notice them? No. They started. They didn't beg for approval. Beg means like asking very strongly, almost desperately. And approval is like permission or agreement.
Okay, so they didn't beg for approval.
No, they approved themselves. They believed in their own idea enough to start. Remember J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter books? We talked about her rejections. She was rejected by 12 publishers before someone finally said yes.
12 times. That's a lot of rejection.
It is. What if she had waited for one of those first 12 people to believe in her? We might never have had Harry Potter. She picked herself. She kept believing and kept going. And eventually, the world followed her lead.
Her own belief carried her through.
Yes. The solution here is write your own name on the opportunity. Start that YouTube channel yourself. Start writing that book yourself. Start learning that skill yourself. Apply for that job even if you don't feel 100% ready. Tell yourself every single day, I do not need anyone else to pick me. I pick myself. Because honestly, the world finds it very hard to ignore someone who believes in themselves with that much passion and conviction. Your belief becomes magnetic.
So self-belief is the engine. Pick yourself. I like that.
Now for lesson 14, this one might feel a little harsh at first, but stick with it because the source says it's actually incredibly empowering. The lesson is nobody cares, and why that's your greatest power.
Nobody cares. That sounds quite negative. What does it mean? Nobody cares about our problems.
Basically, yes. Nobody cares about your problems as much as you do. Nobody is riding in on a white horse to save you from your struggles. Nobody feels your pain exactly the way you feel it.
So people are maybe too busy with their own lives and their own problems to really get deeply involved in ours.
That's a big part of it. Are you waiting for sympathy? You know, sympathy is when someone feels sorry for you.
Right, feeling sorry for someone.
Well, the source says, forget about waiting for sympathy. People are just too busy fighting their own battles. They might listen politely for a minute, nod, say something nice, and then their mind goes right back to their own worries. That's just the reality.
Okay, that's a bit tough to hear, but maybe true.
But here's the twist. Here's why the source says this is your greatest power. Because if nobody really cares that much, if nobody's watching your every move and judging you, then you are completely free.
Free? How so?
You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to try things and fail. You're free to look silly sometimes. You're free to fall down, get back up, and try again without worrying about what everyone else thinks.
I see. Less pressure if you believe no one is watching that closely.
Exactly. You don't need anyone's approval to try. You don't need permission to change direction. The only person you truly need is yourself. If you feel sad and want to cry, cry. Let it out. But don't stay down there in sadness. Wipe away the tears, clench your fists, metaphorically speaking, and rise up like a warrior. Use that pain, that struggle. Make it your purpose. Turn that feeling of being alone into your own source of strength. Nobody else cares like you do, but you care. And that's what truly matters. Your care for yourself is enough.
Turn loneliness into strength. That's an interesting idea.
The solution is simple. Build your life like nobody is watching. Pursue your goals, take your risks, make your changes, because guess what? For the most part, they're not watching that closely anyway. And that freedom is your power.
Live freely because you're not under a microscope. Okay.
All right, let's look at lesson 16. This is a call for self-honesty again. If you do not like your life, create a new version.
Create a new version of my life, like starting over.
In a way, yes. The first step is to look around, really look at your life right now. Is this the life you truly wanted? When you wake up in the morning, do you feel energy, excitement? Or do you just feel tired, like you're dragging yourself through the day? Are you maybe pretending to be happy on the outside while feeling kind of sad or empty on the inside? The source really pushes for brutal honesty here.
It can be hard being that honest with yourself.
Yeah.
So if we don't like our daily life, what does the source suggest we can actually do?
Well, it first points out what doesn't work. So many people dislike their daily routine. Maybe they hate their job. They don't like their habits. They feel low on energy.
Yeah, lots of people feel that way sometimes.
Right. But they keep doing the exact same things every single day, just hoping that somehow, magically, things will change on their own. The source says that's basically insanity. You know, insanity means being crazy, doing the same thing over and over, but expecting a different result.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right, that famous definition of insanity.
Exactly. So here's the truth it emphasizes. You are the creator of your life. You're not like a tree stuck in one place. You're not stuck. You can move. You can change things. You can rebuild your life. If the life you're currently living feels wrong, feels false, feels like it's not really you, then the source says have the courage to dismantle it, to destroy the parts that aren't working and start building again.
Wow, destroy it. That sounds drastic.
It sounds drastic, but it means destroying the old patterns and habits that are keeping you stuck. Not your whole life, literally. Maybe change your hairstyle, change your clothes, change your daily habits, maybe even change some friends if they're pulling you down. Change your environment if you can.
Small changes can lead to big shifts.
Absolutely. And most importantly, change the way you think. Stop just doing what everyone else seems to be doing. Start building your unique version of a good life. You don't need to wait for some huge crisis or problem to make a change. You just need to decide right now, today.
The power is in the decision.
Yes. The solution is to remember, you are not a helpless victim. You are an artist, and your life is your canvas. Canvas is that strong cloth that painters use to create their pictures.
Okay, life is my canvas.
So create your new version. Make it powerful. Make it beautiful. Make it unforgettable for yourself, first and foremost.
Be the artist of your own life. I like that image.
Facing challenges and growing stronger.
Okay, moving into our final section, which is all about facing challenges and getting stronger. Lesson 3 hits hard. Your comfort zone is a trap. Escape it now.
The comfort zone, that place where things feel easy and safe. How is that a trap?
Because feeling easy and safe often means you're not growing. Think about a typical comfortable day for many people. Wake up, maybe check the phone right away, eat something familiar, watch some videos, scroll social media, maybe study or work a little bit, but not too hard. Then sleep. Repeat.
Yeah, that sounds comfortable, but maybe a bit boring or stagnant.
Exactly. It feels relaxing, it feels easy. But the source warns, while you're in that comfort zone, you are slowly, quietly dying inside. Your potential is shrinking.
So the comfort zone is where we feel safe, but it actually stops us from growing.
Precisely. It's silently killing your dreams. Why? Because there is absolutely zero growth in comfort. All the good stuff, success, learning, becoming stronger, it all lives outside the comfort zone.
So we have to leave it to achieve anything meaningful.
Yes. You want to speak English fluently. We have to actually speak it. Even if you make 100 mistakes and feel embarrassed, that's uncomfortable.
Right.
You want to start a business. You have to take the risk, make the calls, maybe fail the first 10 times. That's definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah, very uncomfortable.
But most people never even start these things. Why? Because they're terrified of feeling uncomfortable. They're afraid of failing, afraid of looking stupid, afraid of people laughing at them.
That fear of judgment is strong.
It is. But the source says, let them laugh. Let them doubt you. Who cares? You just keep moving forward. Their opinions can't stop you if you don't let them. Think about a tiny seed in the ground. If it just stayed there, safe and comfortable under the soil, it would never become a big, strong tree.
True. It has to push through the dirt.
It has to break through the ground that's uncomfortable. It has to face the hot sun, the strong wind, the heavy rain. Only by facing those challenges does it grow strong. You are exactly the same. Your strength is found in facing discomfort.
We need the challenges to grow, like the seed.
Exactly. The solution is, do something uncomfortable every single day. Something small, maybe. Speak English, even if your voice trembles a bit. Join that class that scares you. Apply for that job that feels like a stretch. Post that video you're nervous about. And when you fail, because you sometimes will, fail proudly. Fail loudly. But make sure you fail forward. Learn the lesson from the failure and use it to do better next time. Because nothing great, absolutely nothing, ever came from playing it safe and staying comfortable.
Fail forward. Learn from discomfort.
All right, lesson 6. This one is a call to action, a call to be exceptional. It's called, be that guy, not the lazy one.
Be that guy. What does that mean? Like, be someone special or different in a good way?
Yes, exactly. It means don't choose to be the lazy person in the room. Don't be the person who only complains but never acts. Don't be the person who always gives up when things get a little tough. Instead, choose to be the person who does the things that others are unwilling to do.
Like what kind of things?
Be the person who wakes up early to work on their goals while others are still sleeping. Be the person who studies hard while others are just partying or wasting time. Be the person who speaks up with their ideas when others are too scared to say anything. Be the person who keeps believing in their dream even when others laugh or say it's impossible. Be the person who keeps going, step by step, when everyone else has already quit.
So it's about having higher standards for yourself and showing it through action.
Exactly. Be the person who inspires other people just by how you live, even without saying a single word about it. Now, not everyone will believe in you. when you start doing this. That's okay. Not everyone will support you. That's also okay. The most important thing is that you support yourself. You believe in yourself.
Self-reliance again.
Yes, people will doubt you. They might even say, oh, you've changed, maybe in a critical way. Let them say it. You're not supposed to stay the same. You're here to grow, to become better. You're here to become the kind of person who doesn't need others to tell them they're good. Why? Because their success, their results, speak for themselves.
Actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely. Think about it. In every family or group of friends or company, there's often one person who really rises above, achieves something big, proves all the doubters wrong.
Yeah, you can often see that.
The source asks, why shouldn't that person be you? Why do you automatically think success like that belongs to someone else? Why not you? Decide to be that guy, be that person.
That's a challenging question. Why not me?
Right. The solution is practical. Every morning, ask yourself this question. What would a disciplined, successful person do today? And then go and do that thing. Act the part. Dress like success makes you feel. Talk like you expect success. Walk with confidence. And crucially, don't just tell people about your big plans. Show them your results instead. Be that person people talk about years later because you decided to change everything.
Become the example. Okay.
Now, let's tackle lesson 9, a really common problem in today's world. Comparison is killing you.
Comparison. You mean looking at other people and feeling bad about ourselves?
Yes, exactly that. The source says if you constantly look at what other people have, their success, their possessions, their lives, and you compare yourself negatively to them, you will simply never, ever be happy. Period.
Never. That's a strong statement.
It is. And it asks, why do so many people secretly hate their own lives? A big reason is they spend more time watching other people's lives, especially online, than they do actually building their own life.
That really hits home on social media, doesn't it?
Totally. You go on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you see someone with a seemingly perfect body, a fancy car, a beautiful house.
Yeah.
You see someone speaking English flawlessly, getting tons of views, lots of likes, making lots of money.
It all looks so easy for them.
Exactly. And then the negative thoughts start in your head. What's wrong with me? Why can't I have that? Why is their life so perfect and mine feels like such a mess?
Yeah, that internal comparison game is painful.
But here's the really important truth the source points out. You are comparing your behind the scenes with their highlight reel.
Okay, what does that mean? Behind the scenes and highlight reel.
Behind the scenes is like your real life. All the messy parts, the struggles, the boring bits, the times you feel down, the stuff nobody else sees.
Okay, the reality.
Right. And the highlight reel is what people usually show online. It's only the best moments, the successes, the happy times, edited to look perfect, like the highlights of a sports game, not the whole game with all the mistakes.
Ah, I see. So we're comparing our whole messy reality to their carefully selected best bits.
Precisely. You see maybe 15 seconds of their curated perfection and compare it to your entire 24 hours of complex reality. You don't see their struggles, their pain, their lonely moments, their failures. You don't see the 100 times they cried or the 1,000 times they failed before they got that success.
That's a really unfair comparison then.
Totally unfair. Yet you let this unfair comparison destroy your confidence. The fastest way to stop your own progress is to compare your beginning or your middle to someone else's end result or highlight reel. You have your own unique path, your own timing, your own struggles to overcome, your own future to build.
Our journeys are different.
Yes. The horse uses a nice analogy. If a sunflower and a rose started comparing themselves, why aren't my petals red? Why isn't my stem taller? They would both forget how beautiful they are in their own unique way.
That's a lovely image.
So stop looking left and right all the time. Look straight ahead at your own path. Your race is only against yourself who you were yesterday.
The solution then? Be mindful of your social media intake. Stop following people or accounts that consistently make you feel bad about yourself, that make you feel like you're not good enough.
Focus intensely on your own journey. Track your own progress. How much have you grown since last month? Not how much has someone else grown today. Try to change comparison into inspiration. Learn from people who are ahead of you. See what they did right. But don't hate yourself because you're not there yet. You weren't born to be a copy of them. You were born to be a better version of yourself.
Focus on my own race. Compare myself only to myself yesterday. Got it.
Okay, lesson 10 is about being careful whose advice you take. He says, do not take advice from those who haven't done it.
So only listen to people who have actual experience in what they're advising on.
Exactly. It's common sense, but we often forget it.
Hmm.
If you want to build a strong house, you don't ask advice from someone whose own roof is falling in, right?
No, that wouldn't make sense.
If you want to learn how to become rich, you don't ask your friend who is always broke. If you want to speak English fluently and confidently, you don't take detailed advice from someone who's too scared to ever speak English themselves.
Right. Seek advice from people who've actually achieved what you want to achieve.
Yes. Ask the person who has done it, who has lived through the process, who has failed, learned, and then succeeded. The internet, especially, is full of people giving advice on everything. But a lot of it is just noise. It's just words without any real experience behind them, opinions without the lessons learned from actual struggle. Don't let these unqualified voices confuse you or lead you down the wrong path.
Filter the noise. Focus on experience.
You are the driver of your own life. Don't take driving directions from someone who's never even been behind the wheel or who has only driven on a completely different type of road. For example, maybe your uncle tells you, "Oh, don't start a business, it's too risky, you'll probably fail." But has he ever started a business himself?
Maybe not. Maybe he's worked a safe job his whole life.
Exactly. So while his intention might be good to protect you, why would you take his advice about something he has absolutely zero experience in? He's speaking from his fear, not from knowledge of that path.
Okay, so consider the source's actual experience.
Yes, the solution is simple. Before you take advice to heart, ask yourself, has this person actually achieved the thing I want to achieve?
Mm-hmm.
If the answer is yes, then listen very carefully, ask questions, learn everything you can from them. If the answer is no, then thank them politely for their opinion and mentally move on. Don't be rude, but don't be foolish either. Protect your dream from well-meaning but unqualified advice. One bad piece of advice from the wrong person can seriously delay your dream, maybe for years.
Be selective about whose advice you follow. Makes sense.
All right, lesson 12 brings us back to courage and action, no risk, no story.
No risk, no story. Meaning, if you don't take risks, your life won't be very interesting.
Or, more importantly, you won't achieve anything significant. If you want a life story worth telling, if you want to achieve greatness, you have to understand this. You cannot get there without taking risks. Risk means, a situation that involves danger or the possibility of failure.
Okay, facing danger or failure.
No truly successful life was ever built by always staying comfortable and safe. No powerful person ever became powerful by only playing it safe.
So achievement requires stepping into uncertainty.
Yes, you will never build an amazing life by just doing what everyone else does, following the safe, predictable path. Every single person you admire, champions, innovators, leaders, artists, they all had to risk something important.
Like what kind of risks?
They risked their money, their time, their comfort, their reputation, sometimes even their safety or peace of mind. And often, they risk their heart, their emotions, by putting themselves out there.
It takes courage to risk those things.
It does. But think about the alternative. Without risk, your life story becomes quiet,
Yeah.
predictable, safe, yes, but maybe also a bit empty. Because at the end of your life, nobody will remember how safely you lived. They'll remember what you dared to create, the chances you took, the things you built despite the risks. Dared means you were brave enough to do something difficult or dangerous.
Okay, dared. So be brave.
Yeah. Think about speaking English again. Maybe you're scared to speak in front of people because they might laugh at your mistakes, so you just never speak. Years go by, your English doesn't improve much. That's the safe path.
Right. No risk, but no progress.
But what if you took the risk? What if you spoke up just once, even nervously? Maybe it goes okay. Maybe it opens a door. What if one moment of courage could lead to years of positive results and growth?
The potential reward might be huge compared to the risk.
Often it is. The solution is, take one small risk today. Maybe talk to someone new. Apply for something that feels ambitious. Post something online that shares your thoughts. Start building a small part of your dream project. Message someone you admire. Before taking the risk, ask yourself, okay, honestly, what is the worst thing that could realistically happen? Often, it's not as bad as your fear tells you. Then ask the more exciting question, but what if it actually works out? What if this risk leads to something amazing? Because without risk, there's no adventure, no excitement, no real growth, and honestly, no great story. So stop hiding. Be the one who dared. Be the one who jumped. Be the one with a few scars from trying, not the one filled with regrets from never trying at all.
Better to have scars than regrets. I like that.
Okay, lesson 17 deals with a powerful force that can hold us back. Expectations. The prison of dreams.
Expectations from other people, you mean?
Yes, mainly. The source tells a story about a friend named Nick. Super smart guy, had big dreams when he was younger, but now he's stuck in a job he hates. He wakes up tired, feels unhappy every day. He told the source, "This just isn't the life I wanted."
That sounds sad. And why was he stuck? What was holding him there?
His answer was all about expectations.
Yeah.
He said, because this job is what my family expects of me. It's what society thinks is good. People will think I'm crazy or a failure if I leave this good job to chase my dream.
Ah, the pressure of what others think.
Exactly. And the source says, those expectations, when you let them rule you, they will literally kill your spirit. Spirit here means like your inner energy, your passion, your true self.
Okay, expectations kill your spirit.
People, often with good intentions, try to put your life in a neat little box. They say, stay here in the box. It's safe. Don't dream too big. That's risky. Don't try new things. Stick with what you know.
The comfort zone again, but imposed by others.
Right. But here's the vital truth. Their expectations for you are not your destiny. They're just their ideas. If you live your entire life just trying to make other people happy, just trying to meet their expectations, you will inevitably end up hating yourself and your life.
That's a harsh outcome.
It is. You'll be smiling in public, pretending everything is fine, but crying inside when you're alone. You'll feel like a prisoner trapped inside your own body, living someone else's script. Is that the life anyone truly wants?
No, definitely not.
You weren't born to live out someone else's dream for you. You were born to chase your own dream. Chase means to follow something, trying hard to catch it.
Chase your own dream.
Yes. And sometimes chasing your own dream means you might disappoint some people. Sometimes it means saying no to things that others think you should do. Sometimes it means walking your path alone for a while because your dream is unique to you.
It takes courage to go against expectations.
It really does. The solution is break the chains. Chains are those metal links used to hold prisoners. Break the invisible chains of expectations. Drop the mask you wear to please others. Stop living for their approval. Start living for you. This is your life, not your parents' life, not your relatives' life, not society's life. It is yours. Own it.
Break the chains. Live for yourself. Powerful advice.
All right, lesson 18 dives deep into something we all experience. Pain. And it says, your pain is your power, only if you stop hiding it.
Pain is power. That sounds counterintuitive. How can pain be power?
Well, the source acknowledges that you've been through hard times. Everyone has. Maybe you've never told anyone about your deepest hurts. Maybe you cry when you're alone. Maybe people see you smiling, but they have no idea how much you're suffering inside. Maybe someone hurt you badly. Maybe you failed spectacularly. Maybe people laughed at you when you were vulnerable. And now you carry that pain around like a heavyweight in your heart, pretending everything is okay. But you know it's not.
That feeling of hidden pain is very real for many people. So this pain, the suffering, can it actually be useful somehow?
Yes, that's the core message.
Yeah.
That pain inside you, it has two potential paths. It can destroy you if you let it fester and hide it, or it can build you into someone incredibly strong. The choice is yours.
Destroy or build? How do we choose build?
Most people instinctively run away from pain. They avoid it. They try to numb it or hide it with fake smiles or distractions like food or shopping or endless entertainment.
Yeah, avoidance is common.
But the strongest people in the world, the source argues, they don't run from their pain. They turn around and face it. And then they use it. They take that pain, that suffering, that anger, that grief, and they use it like fuel. Fuel is the stuff you burn to create energy, like gasoline for a car.
Okay, use pain as fuel.
They reframe their story. They say, that terrible experience didn't break me. It made me tougher. Or that painful breakup didn't destroy me. It taught me what I deserve and how to respect myself. Or that massive failure wasn't the end. It forced me to learn and grow in ways I never would have otherwise.
Finding the lesson or the strength in the hardship.
Exactly. Don't be ashamed of your scars or your pain. Be proud of it. You survived. You're still here, still breathing. That means you are fundamentally stronger than whatever tried to break you.
That's a powerful perspective. You survived, so you're strong.
The solution is turn your pain into something constructive. Turn it into art, into writing, into music. Turn it into discipline. I will never let myself be that weak again. Turn it into motivation. I will prove them all wrong. Turn it into a voice inside you that says, I will never again let anyone make me feel like I am nothing. You are not broken. You're being rebuilt perhaps into something even more powerful than before. Remember this. The darkest nights produce the brightest stars. Let your pain make you sharper, stronger, more focused, not silent and defeated.
Use the pain. Don't hide from it. Let it make you stronger.
Okay, lesson 19 is about managing our attention in a world full of distractions. Starve your distractions, feed your focus.
Starve distractions, feed focus, like the two wolves again.
Exactly like the two wolves.
Yeah.
Right now, there are two forces fighting for control inside your mind. One is called distraction, the phone buzzing, social media notifications, emails, random thoughts, worries, gossip.
Lots of distractions available.
The other is called focus, your ability to concentrate deeply on important work, learning, or creating. And just like the wolves, the one that wins is the one you feed the most.
And feeding means giving it our time and attention, our energy.
Yes, precisely. Every time you spend hours just scrolling endlessly on your phone, every time you get caught up in talking negatively about other people, every time you just sit and worry and overthink without taking action, every time you watch videos just to numb your mind, you are feeding the wolf of distraction.
Okay, those actions strengthen distraction.
They do. And the more you feed distraction, the weaker your dreams become. Your brain actually gets trained to be lazy, to crave constant stimulation. Your motivation fades. You start believing those lies again, like, I'll do it tomorrow, or it's too late for me now, or I just can't concentrate.
It becomes a habit, a weak mental muscle.
It does.
Yeah.
But the source asks a tough question. How long will you keep hurting your own future, just for a few moments of easy distraction today? You say you want success, you want to be proud of yourself. Then you must starve those distractions. Starve means to stop feeding something, so it gets weaker and eventually dies.
So actively cut off the distractions.
Yes. Be ruthless about it. Turn your phone off or put it in another room when you need to focus. Stop engaging with people who only bring negativity or gossip into your life. Learn to say no to invitations or requests that waste your time and don't align with your goals. Set strong boundaries. Boundaries are like limits or rules you set for yourself and others.
Okay, protect your focus like a warrior.
Exactly. And then, with that protected time and energy, sit down and consciously feed your focus. Read challenging books. Do deep work on your most important projects. Learn new skills. Build something meaningful. Fail, learn, and try again with even more focus. Focus isn't something you're just born with. It's trained like a muscle. The more you practice deep concentration, the stronger your focus becomes. Imagine this. If you could give your full deep focus to your most important goal for just one solid year, 365 days of dedicated effort without constant distraction, can you imagine how different your life would look?
It would likely be transformed.
Completely transformed. That's not magic. It's just the power of focused effort. It's discipline. It's real. The solution is simple in concept, hard in practice. Starve the wolf that hurts you. Distraction. Feed the wolf that builds you. Focus. That is how you win the internal battle for your attention and your future.
Choose focus over distraction consistently.
And finally, we reach lesson 20. This is a powerful, perhaps brexing final message. Life doesn't owe you anything, so fight for everything.
Life doesn't owe us anything, not even happiness or fairness.
According to this source, no. Let me say it simply and strongly. The world doesn't care about your potential, what you could do. It only rewards what you actually do, your results. You might be a really good person deep down. You might have a big heart. You might have amazing dreams. But if you're not putting in the work, if you're not showing up every day, if you're not actively proving your worth through effort and action, life will probably just ignore you. That's the hard truth.
So good intentions or potential aren't enough. We can't just expect good things to happen. We absolutely have to work for them.
Yes, you want success. You want a better life. Nobody is going to just hand it to you on a silver platter. There's no magic fairy godmother coming. There's no perfect time when everything will be easy. It is all on you. You have to stop hoping for help or waiting for rescue and start fighting, really fighting hard for what you want. Stop waiting for someone else to believe in you and start acting in a way that makes you believe in yourself.
The drive has to come from within.
Completely. That hunger, that fire, that intense desire to rise up has to burn inside you. Nobody else can feel it for you or create it for you. And yes, life isn't fair. It's just not. Yes, you might have to suffer more than other people. Yes, some people start with huge advantages. That's reality. But the crucial question is, so what? What are you going to do about it?
Are you going to complain or are you going to fight?
Exactly. Are you just going to sit there and complain about how unfair it is? Or are you going to stand up tall and say, I don't care how hard it gets. I don't care what disadvantages I have. I will make it happen anyway. This life isn't a gentle gift. It's more like a battlefield. Battlefield is where a fight or war happens.
Okay, life is a battlefield.
And on this battlefield, you're either fighting for ground, pushing forward, or you're losing ground, slowly dying in terms of your potential and dreams. So wake up every single day with this mindset. Life owes me nothing, but I am going to take everything I deserve through my own hard work and determination.
Taking responsibility to the ultimate level.
Yes. The solution is a commitment, an internal promise. I will work harder than others expect. I will endure more pain than others are willing to. I will show up earlier and stay later. I will keep going when everyone else quits. And one day when they ask me, wow, how did you do it? I'll be able to smile and say, I stopped expecting life to be easy and I started demanding more for myself. If you want to be special, if you want extraordinary results, you have to earn it with extraordinary effort and willpower. That's the price. Pay it now.
Burn it, don't expect it. A powerful final thought.
Wow. Okay. Those were some really powerful ideas we covered. We just went through 20 lessons on how to live a full life, how to stop wasting your time and potential.
Yes, a real deep dive. We talked about using your time like it's gold, taking complete ownership of your life, and the absolute necessity of facing challenges and stepping outside your comfort zone. We heard how crucial it is to act now, not later, and how vital it is to pick yourself, to believe in yourself even when no one else seems to.
And we covered stopping the blame game, escaping the comfort zone trap, and the danger of comparing your unique journey to others' highlight reels. Use your pain as power. Starve those endless distractions and feed your focus.
Yeah, it all comes back to realizing how powerful you actually are, often much more than you think. Your worst days, your failures, they aren't the end. They can be the start of a stronger, wiser you if you choose to see them that way.
So the big question for you listening now is, what will you do today, right now? What one small action will you take to start applying one of these ideas? Don't wait. Like the lesson said, now is the time. This is your time.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep walking forward.
We really believe in you. Thank you so much for joining us for this simple English session.
Yes, thank you. We hope to see you next time.